asking support, inshallah, from our Shaykh to speak that which is of benefit, not to talk and just talk and talk and talk, and it doesn't give you benefit. To talk, you can take things from the heavens, you can take things from the paradises, but if it doesn't give benefit to the people, it is like what Isa alayhi salam is saying, don't throw pearls before the swine. Don't throw pearls before the swine. In these days, you must take what the awliya are giving that will make us to come out from this animal level, from this animal characteristic level. Is not to shoot for the stars. We are very, very far away from the stars. It is just to make our heads to come out from the dirtiness of this world. Just to know that is marifat in these days. You don't have to look for other things for marifat. Are you understanding the dirtiness of this world? Are we understanding the dirtiness and the danger of this world in the Akhir Zaman that all the prophets and the awliyas, they are talking about to all their nations? You're still not understanding. You're still running after. You're still looking at this world like it's something shiny. Then you are still stuck in that level, and if you're not understanding that, they can take something from the arsh, you will not understand it. You will take something from the arsh and it will become dirty just like you. Our sheikhs, may Allah raise them. Our Shaykh, Sahib-ul Saif, what is he teaching us? He's teaching us over and over again, understand what is the fitna of the Akhir Zaman. Understand if you are a fitna of the Akhir Zaman. Understand if we are contributing to the fitna of the Akhir Zaman or not. That's why a lot of people, they leave him because they said, we're here to become awliya, and he's saying that we are animals. They say, Tawbah, Ya Rabbi. So they leave. They are not happy with that. We are happy. Why are we happy? Why am I happy? Because in these days where there is no Khalifa, in these days where the Prophet ﷺ says, if 3 days there is no Khalifa, there is no Islam. In these days where Prophet ﷺ is saying to his Sahabi Kiram, if they were to see you, they would say that you are crazy, people of the Akhir Zaman. If you see people of the Akhir Zaman, you're going to call them disbelievers, the Muslims of the Akhir Zaman. In these days of the Akhir Zaman, unbelief, Allah has opened the way for us to meet and to hold and to be with one of his greatest friends. That is enough. For a man who has faith, for a man who has higher modesty and shame, for the man who has some knowledge, that is enough. Because gratefulness, a servant has this quality of gratefulness, gratitude. He doesn't need to be given this whole world to be grateful. He doesn't need to be given this whole akhirat to be grateful. He is grateful for the smallest things, and he sees the power of Allah and the mercy of Allah in the smallest things. He sees the power of Allah and the mercy of Allah. Just breathing one day, he's realizing, shukr, alhamdulillah, I can breathe, Ya Rabbi. What a great Lord you are. That I'm not in need of a machine to make me to breathe. That I'm breathing and I'm remembering you. That billions, they are breathing all their lives, they never even remember you. You are Hayy Qayyum. You are the one who's giving us the breath and the life, Ya Rabbi, not me. I cannot breathe, I cannot survive, I cannot exist without you. Especially people entering into the Sufi way. Everyone thinking they're the highest stations. Isn't that the opposite of entering into Tasawwuf and Tariqat? I'm not understanding. I'm not trying to understand too much, because what our Shaykh has given us, if he gave us one sohbat, that he's giving us that one sohbat every year, every day, that he's giving the same sohbat, there is enough in that sohbat until Judgment Day and beyond. I don't need to go to anything else. If you are a trustworthy one, if that you are promising and you say, I promise and my honor is according to this promise, that I'm not going to look nowhere else, this is it. Where are those ones? Where are those ones? It's not even, Dajjal is not even appearing to make people rise out from the graves. Understanding this? Dajjal is going to appear with the beauty of the saints, beauty of the prophets. How are you going to know whether that one is Dajjal or not? He's going to appear like that, and he's going to work. If you're so busy on the miracles and the miracles and the miracles chasing after this, he's going to have that power. What are you going to do? How are you going to know the difference? You're going to say, oh, this one is a secret one. Because you lost. You lost the urwati wuthqa. You lost the firm handhold. You lost that connection already. So now you're going according to your own head. You're taking from here, you're taking from here, you're taking from here, and you're making up your mind. You're saying, this one doesn't know, this one doesn't know, this one doesn't know. Only I know. The tricks and the traps of Dajjal is not to be laughed at. It's not to be said, this is something that is really small. It is something that is huge. To be aware of that and to say, Ya Rabbi, shukr, protect me, Ya Rabbi. Be simple in your faith. How many times we're saying this? How many times Shaykh Effendi is saying this? The hadith of the Akhir Zaman, be simple in your life, be simple in your desires, be simple in your religion. Yet, you see people saying, no, there has to be something more than this. Yet, they are looking. What are we going to say? In fact, more that we are saying, more they are saying, no, this is not what he is saying most of the time. This is very dangerous. Because if you cut that connection of consultation, if you lost that connection of guidance, you're not taking the guide anymore. Don't look at who the guide is. Shaitan, look at what the guide is. Shaitan is saying, I have knowledge. This one is just being created. I've been serving the Lord. This one has just been put, because he knows what is inside Adam alayhi salam too, but he's convincing himself. He's made of what? Clay. He's not the Lord. And the Lord says, that one is representing him. He is not. He doesn't have the secret. What is our business being busy with that? What is our business? Our business is, order is given, make sajda. You think the angels didn't know? Our business is, that is the order we need to follow. You follow. What happens? You lose from this world. But we need to ask, are you following? How are we following? You say you follow. How are you following? What is your proof that you are following? We have 2 billion Muslims now. What is the proof that you are in Siratul Mustaqim? Everyone is going to claim they're in Siratul Mustaqim. There has to be a proof. One is claiming that he is a prophet. Another one is also claiming he is a prophet. But there has to be dalil. There has to be proof. People cannot just declare. So we're saying that we are following. We're saying that we're Muslims. What is the proof now that we are? Oh, because I pray 5 times a day. So what? Because I say the kalima like this. So what? Because I fast and I do other things. And? That is proving that you are a person who submits to the will of Allah. Those are the actions. That if you ask you, your prayer 5 times a day, how are you keeping it? Are you keeping it the way that your ego and shaitan keeps it? You're feeling very tight every time it enters and it is a heaviness for you? Or are you keeping it the way that the prophets, that they are keeping it, and the awliya Allah, the waris, that they cannot wait until the next time that it appears to stand in front of their Lord again, and they are grateful for the chance to be able to worship Him again. 10 years, 40 years, 80 years passing, they're still grateful. Shukur ya Rabbi, that you're giving me this ni'mat of worshiping you. So what is it that you are doing? You're doing things like a robot, empty. Munafiqs are also doing it. They're worshipping. They're making zikr. They're doing everything too. But what is the difference between a person who is a hypocrite and the person who is a sincere believer? There is a meaning that is there. that he has to put. And it's not only the meaning that he puts by himself. He has to hold on to that one who's giving the meaning to it, who's guiding him. That this is the meaning of this, not this. You're thinking this means this, it is not, it is this. And you're saying, yes, I believe, I'm holding on. I'm asking, I'm seeing the changes in my life, and you're holding on, and you're continuing. Otherwise, 2 billion Muslims, we cannot defend the honor of one prophet. We cannot. We're so proud to think we achieve so much. We cannot even defend the honor of our yatims, of our orphans. We cannot defend the honor of our poor ones. Everything that the Prophet ﷺ stood for, we cannot do at all in this time. We cannot. Say we can. You can pray 50 times a day. You can make Hajj every year. You can make Umrah every single day. But you're not running after what the Prophet is running after. You're not saving the Ummah. You're not concerned about the Ummah. You're not even thinking. How is that? Selfishness is entering. How a person can have faith and be selfish. How a person can have faith and still think himself more important. How does that happen? Either there's not faith there, or the person is just fooling himself. Because the faith is now according to just the shell, just the outside form. And the sunnah of the Prophet means just to carry certain actions. But you're not looking at who the Prophet was sent to the whole, especially to the whole ummah, but especially to those ones who don't have rights. So now, the rights of Allah, the rights of His Prophet, ﷺ, the rights of your neighbors. How much rights should be given to the neighbors? Who are your neighbors? Who is teaching this? Oh, we don't have any more neighbors because we close our borders. Every Muslim country is saying we close our borders. We are more important than our neighbors. In fact, first thing that happened is we fight with our neighbors. 40 houses east, 40 houses west, 40 houses north, 40 houses south. These are your neighbors. Where is that sense of having neighbors now in this world anymore, especially in the West? We may say in the West, but in the East is catching up too. So there is no sense of neighbor. And the rights of the neighbors was so important that Hazrat Jibreel was saying so much to the Holy Prophet that he was saying, I thought I was going to think the rights of my neighbors is more important than the rights of my own family. This is how one step that you built the ummah. But how can you? Even if individual you want, groups you want, countries, they don't want that. They don't want an ummah. Why? We want our independence. We want our autonomy. We want our nationalism. We don't want to join another and to say that we are part of, no. So this selfishness has already entered from the top down, and this is what they're going to teach. So what do we have? We have the shell of a religion, but there's no support. There is no support. Yeah. Everyone can ask, but there is no support. Because selfishness has taken root. We have become Firauns and Namruds. Slowly we are trying. Small communities maybe here and there, but how many are successful? You have Muslim communities here and there. Either they are going to be enemies to the authorities are not liking it, or they're going to be enemies to themselves because they are forming it for the wrong reasons too. And there is not enough support and discipline to be able to move that community forward. Shukur, Allah is giving us this breath of life, this faith. He's giving us this tariqat, yes. But not a single one of us here will refuse if the dunya opens another door to us. Not a single one of us. If the dunya opens a door to make things easier for you in this world, not a single one of us is going to refuse. We're going to say we're going to run after it. But we are here. It is not for the dunya. We are here to open doors to the akhirat. We're here to close the doors that is going to lead us to confusion. This is the reason why we are in this way. Closing every other door except for this way. It is why we're pulling ourselves out and also putting ourselves on the top of a mountain to live simple. Closing the doors. Because more open, more confused you're going to be. Yes, you're going to listen one side from Haqq. From 40 sides you're going to listen to Batil. And that's why we see confusion, nothing but confusion on your faces. There's no clarity. There's no ease. How are we running towards Akhirat? What are the doors that we are opening towards Akhirat? What kind of intentions we're making? And what kind of work are we making? The believers today must be better than yesterday, and tomorrow has to be better than today. The believer is never satisfied with his belief. Whatever a believer does, he's not satisfied because he says, I can do more. Why you want to do more? To please my Lord. But we are very satisfied with the work we're doing in Islam. If we have the same kind of dissatisfaction in our religion, in Islam, in this work, in Haqq, the same kind of dissatisfaction that we have in dunya, you will make progress that time. You will. But don't trick yourself to say, well, I'm not interested in dunya, I'm not interested in akhirat. At that time we say you're a complete fool. If you're not interested in akhirat, at least be interested in dunya, run. Win from one side. But so many, they're not winning for either side. It's going to be 7 years. Like this or like that. It's going to be 7 years. Finish 7 years or entering 7 years? We finish. We have to see, what did I gain in the 7 years? What progress have I made? If you're saying same thing, don't be happy. Change. If you're saying, at least I'm doing this, I'm trying to do this, I'm pushing myself. Oh, you're pushing yourself. Good. If you're just sitting there, how Allah is going to take steps to you? You're just sitting there. Then you say, why is nothing is happening to me? Because you're just sitting there. Our Lord is saying, take one step to me. Yeah, I come to General Zikr. Come on now. It's not a step. Yeah. What is the step? What is the step? What is the step that you're stepping on? Your ego. You must think, you must say, you must understand. I had these issues, I had these problems. My ego was like this 1 year ago. Now at least I can hold to that. I can put it down. I can step on it. And stepping on that ego then will bring you closer to your Lord. You're not doing that, you're going to be stuck. But you're not stuck because the ego is stepping on you now. That ego is your vehicle. How much time you're trying to understand what your nafs is. How much time you're trying to understand what your nafs is, how you're working, how your brain's working, how your heart working, how your response, how your anger is working. How much time you take to understand yourself, to sit down and say, I'm always behaving like this. Why is the reason I'm behaving like this? Why am I responding always like this? Why can't I have more patience? Why can't I have more intelligence? How much time you're understanding this? This is the meaning of all divine revelations, to know yourself. All other things you can imitate. All other things imitators can imitate, but not this. Not this. So you're stepping. If you're stepping, you're understanding what it is. And you're stepping, and you're asking for help. You will find so quickly things will open, because it's going to hurt, it's going to be difficult. Of course it is. It is not called the greatest struggle for nothing. Tariqat Tasawwuf is called the greatest struggle. It's not called that for nothing. But if you think Tasawwuf, the greatest struggle is just to sit and to get the blessings, anything you want, asking the Shaykh to give, it becomes another idol. It's not the haqq. This way? Are you understanding what this way is? Yes, this way. As our Grand Shaykh Imam Rabbani is saying, this is the way of the Sahabi Kiram. This is the way of the companions of the Prophet. Are we understanding how heavy that word is? Then compare your life a little bit and say they're like this, they're like that. How I can be like this or like that. How I can. At least a little bit. At least a little bit every day. At least a little bit every month. At least a little bit every year. You're going to see the steps that you are taking. If you see, I'm not making any steps, that's because you're just sitting down, that's all. Today it's okay. Tomorrow it's okay. Maybe 7 years it's okay. But after that, more that you're sitting now and you're not moving, more bigger your ego is going to be. It will trick you. We are not here to collect murids. We are here to remind people of our Shaykh's teachings. If there's going to be one person here, 2 people, 5 people, and you are understanding and you're taking it, I'm very happy. Because people are understanding it as much as I'm trying to understand it. We are weak. Hold on to the strong ones. Don't hold on to yourself. There's a time you become very arrogant also. Yes, you say, I'm weak, I'm the weakest one, but who are you holding on to? No one, just yourself. Again now, your words, it doesn't fit into your intentions, it doesn't fit to the faith. Alhamdulillah. Things may open for us. I'm seeing this. Things are happening. A little bit here and there. Things are shaking up. And those who are ready, they're going to start. If you're not ready, sit and wait. Like what Shaykh Effendi would say. Go home and sit and sleep and wait for the angel of death to come to you. You are struggling. You are fighting. Then it doesn't matter where you are, because you're getting yourself ready. If you're getting yourself ready, when the call is given, they'll pick you. They say, because you've been there, you've been training yourself. You're not doing that, it doesn't matter if you're sitting in front of the Shaykh for 40 years, but you're not getting yourself ready, they will not pick you. So, Allah forgive me, inshallah. Bless you. Wa min Allahu tawfiq. Fatiha.